Good morning, everybody, and welcome inside the Aztecs Athletic Center for our 2012 Signing Day special on GoAztecs.com. I'm Craig Elston, and we'll be here at the top of every hour this morning, bringing you the very latest on the young players who have signed their national letters of intent and will be the latest San Diego State Aztecs in the 2012 class. Our first guest this morning is the man who's been out on the recruiting trail a long time, Tony White. He's the recruiting coordinator for head coach Rocky Long, as well as the team's secondary coach. Tony, first of all, thanks so much for the time this morning.
Oh, thank you for having. It's an exciting day, and glad to be here.
Well, let's talk about overall. And first things first, the last time you and I talked in these seats, you were kind of thrown into the fire, as this entire staff was, for last year's recruiting class with a sudden switch from the Hoke regime to Coach Long. Now the chance for the full year, stretch your legs, set out the recruiting map. What was the difference like?
You know, the main difference was all the stories behind the recruiting. Like you said, you know, we kind of knew it individually because of the guys we recruited. But when we had to take over at the last part of, you know, the Hoke era, we had to go and basically there was 3 or 4 guys doing the work of 9. And so we were all over the place, and, you know, we didn't have those connections because, you know, some of those guys we didn't recruit personally. This year it's totally different because, again, the whole class, every story we've gone through, you know, from day one, from the moment their first film came in to, you know, this morning when they signed. So we all know the stories behind everybody.
Well, let's take a look at the class overall. What are your thoughts, broad stroke pictures on what you're bringing into to school this year?
Well, it always starts off in San Diego. And, you know, this year we were fortunate to get 6 high school San Diego guys and 1 transfer back from who's from San Diego. And it's great when you can pick and choose guys in your own backyard, because it means a little bit more to them because they're right here. A lot of them grew up having watched the Aztecs. They're high quality, high character guys that will add to the program. And like I said, all the high school coaches around here, their family, their friends, everybody wants to see them come. So when they do come, you know, it builds a fan base. Guys get a chance to see them play, their teammates, and it helps for future recruiting.
You know, this program, really this whole athletic department, turning such a huge corner over the last 5 years. Back-to-back bowl appearances for this program. Obviously the Poinsettia Bowl win, which you guys could recruit off of all year this season. You always hear about that. Bowl games lead to recruiting, lead to success. How much did you see that actually happen out on the recruiting trail?
Oh, a lot. You know, when these recruits aren't stupid. These guys watch TV, they read, all those scouting services, they know. And guys want to be part of something great. They want to be part of winning programs. They want to be part of programs that are on the rise. And, you know, being in back-to-back bowl games, having led the non-AQs in attendance, thanks to our fans, our players, everybody making San Diego State a great place to be. I think you can walk into living rooms of these recruits and say, you know what, San Diego State is on the rise. We got a great coaching staff, great facilities. We got guys on the team that like to work, so it's much easier to convince those guys to come take a look. And once you got them on campus, once you got their ears open, I think you got a chance at anybody.
Certainly when I look at the list of the guys, and we've got a lot of exciting names to get to here, but the name that jumps off the list is a name that's been on the mind of San Diego football fans for several years, and that's Dylan Baxter. We saw him at Mission Bay High School run for 7 touchdowns in the championship game, win the Silver Pigskin to beat out maybe the best high school class in 20 years, to be named as the top San Diego high school football player. He went to USC. He's a member of the San Diego State class now. Tell me a little bit about the process to bring Dylan to Montezuma Mesa.
Well, you know, like you said, he was a great high school athlete. I mean, we all watched him play, and he did some unbelievable things. You know, he chose the path that he took, and, you know, through whatever trials and tribulations he had, he's in our program now, and I think he can be a great addition to this program, coming in with the guys who know how to work hard, guys who know what to expect from us, and it's just a matter of Dylan getting himself acclimated to how we do things, San Diego State football Aztec way, and the sooner he does that, I think his future is bright, and I think he'll be able to contribute to the success of this program.
Another kid we talk about local, Malcolm Jackson, a star in East County, with Mount Miguel High School. And here's another kid who was a Pac-10 commit at one point, and you guys were able to bring him here to San Diego. That has to be exciting because he's a young man, again, who was lighting things up against top talent. Mount Miguel, a team that had to go against Helix, one of the top teams in the state, and he acquitted himself well in that game.
Oh, yeah. It's a premium. He's at a premium position, those defensive linemen, those guys who are big, can move. And I remember Malcolm coming here really early, really late his junior year, really early his senior year for an unofficial visit, and we thought the world of him. Mount Miguel has a great program over there, and he's just continuing on with them producing guys, and we thought we had lost him for a second, and again, the recruiting process is crazy because you just never know, and we were very fortunate to pick up again a local guy. A local standout guy, a guy who's going to contribute to the program, a guy who's going to come in and add some quality athleticism, size, depth to the defensive line, and hopefully be able to lead us to championships.
Yeah, one of the names I think that is very exciting and a great story to be told, shifting from the defensive line to the offensive line, is Justin Acey. We're talking about a person who's already served his country in Iraq, in Afghanistan, doing tours of duty, and now out of Long Beach City College, coming to the San Diego State Aztecs with a couple of years of eligibility left. And Coach, you're talking about a player, I mean, you want to talk about leadership. Here's a guy who has literally been in the trenches, and he's going to be able to impart that to the rest of his teammates.
Oh, yeah, the first word that comes when you see Justin is mature. First of all, he's a junior college guy, and when you're recruiting junior college guys, you want those guys to be able to come in and be mature and help, contribute right away. And Justin is not only a JUCO guy, but like you said, his time with the service has really given him a new perspective on things. And when we met him, had him on his official visit, you can really see that maturity about him. His head is on right. And I think he's going to be a guy who, again, can come in and get acclimated quickly and help with the program right away.
Yeah, we were teasing that it's too bad BYU isn't around to feel the sting of this one.
I know what you mean. Average age, huh?
Well, hey, you're bringing a 25-year-old kid to a program like this. I mean, it's almost like having a mini assistant coach, isn't it?
It is. And we had one, Jose Perez. And again, the thing you notice about him is his maturity. And guys like that, it's refreshing to have because you hope not to deal with some of the things that, the 18, 19-year-old guys, they haven't gone through yet, and those growing pains that freshmen usually have. You don't have to worry about that with those older guys.
Let's talk about quarterbacks now, and of course we're talking with Tony White, the recruiting coordinator here for San Diego State. Ryan Lindley, arguably the greatest Aztecs quarterback, certainly one of them. He set all the records. He's gone now, a Senior Bowl off to the NFL, which means that the quarterback position is going to have a lot more focus, a lot more excitement about it, a lot more intrigue for these young men, and you're bringing in and stacking the deck up a little bit here.
Yeah, we are. And, the first way to get better at any position is to create competition, and that's what we did in bringing in. We got Ryan Katz in here, and then we also got Matt Moore in here, the high school guy who's a big time prospect in our eyes. And again, when you have an opening, especially at the premier position on a football team, the quarterback position, you need guys to step up. You need a leader to come in right away because that's the guy who's going to lead your team. And we felt that getting an older guy in Ryan and what he's done at Oregon State and all that, and his experience on the field, and bringing that, mixing that in with Matt Moore and his athletic ability, his upside is tremendous. And bringing those guys in with the guys we already have now, I think we'll have a great quarterback competition here in the next year or two.
And of course, we'll have Andy Ludwig on a little bit later, offensive coordinator Brian Sipe. The quarterbacks coach will join us along with head coach Rocky Long. So we're going to be digging into that position a lot as the morning continues here on GoAztecs.com. Let's talk about a couple of the other guys who are coming in on this class. Brice Butler is a name that jumps off of the list, a transfer, another one of these transfers coming from USC. And wide receiver was a position of concern, I think, last year, but as you start to look at the young talent that's coming forward, maybe not a position of concern moving forward.
Yeah, it's going to be until these guys, continue to develop. They got a spring ball and a summer and obviously a fall camp to get in shape, to get the routes down, to get the concepts down, especially with the new quarterback. But I think, again, you add in a guy like Brice, instant athletic ability, big-time talent. And the thing you like about Brice and meeting him is he's a guy who he understands. You know, he understands that he's got to work hard. He understands that he could be a leader. He understands that he's got, you know, only so much time left, and he wants to cherish those moments. And then you add in all those young guys that we got, you know, the Zell Ruffins, the Larry Clarks, the Jamon Hazleys, you know, Colin Lockett, what he did last year's first year wide receiver. And I think again, you know, this place has been known to produce wide receivers left and right. And I think you got a group of guys who they continue to work hard and continue to believe, continue to get coached. I think they're going to be pretty good.
And I also look at this class, and when you talk about kind of the broad bullet points about what's happening with this recruiting class for San Diego State, you got to talk about offensive line. 6 offensive linemen in the class, and one I wanted to ask you about from Chula Vista, Mater Dei Catholic High School, Nico Siragusa, 6'5", 315. I see that type of frame coming onto campus. I get a little bit excited. I think Dylan Baxter might get excited about that too.
Oh yeah, I'm excited too, man. He's a big dude. You know, 315. A high school guy, 6'5", 315. That's a large individual. And the thing about Nico is it's kind of funny. I remember being out recruiting last year, and I was at another high school, and my family and I, we were out, and we see the lights of Mater Dei, where Nico went to school. So, you know, we had a decision to make: do we go home or do we go see another football game? So we, you know, stopped by, and you know, unbeknownst to us that Nico was there. And, you know, I saw him on the field for the first time, and I took one look at him, and I said, hey, this guy's going to be a player. And, you know, again, through the whole process, the offensive line class in California was outstanding this year. And to be able to get Nico, a hometown guy, again, a really, really big, really athletic individual, especially for Coach Finn and Coach Ludwig, how they like to run the ball, how we like to establish a dominant run game. I think it's a plus, and I think it's great to get those guys.
So if your wife had said, I'm tired, honey, let's go home, I'm really hungry, let's go get a sandwich, Nico Siragusa is not an Aztec.
Well, he might not. It might have been a lot closer, I'll tell you that right now. A lot closer. But,
so, tip of the cap to the White family.
Oh, yeah. I got to take her out to dinner one night for that. Thank you.
All right, Tony, I love it. Great information. And don't forget, we've got bios on all the players who have signed and brought in their national letters of intent right here on GoAztecs.com. You can check it out, some highlight videos as well. Spend some time here at our Recruiting Central area on GoAztecs.com as the morning progresses. Tony White, thanks so much for the time.
Thank you.